Moving on to the next example, we're asked to sketch the graph of this function here. So first thing we do is we look at the sine of the x squared, and it's positive, so it's going to be u-shaped. We also know from the constant that it intercepts the y-axis at y equals -6. And so the third piece of information we need is what are the roots, if they exist. So the roots of this graph, we can factorize this, x squared plus x minus 6. We've got opposite signs here because it's multiplying to give me a minus, so x plus 3, x minus 2, and we get x equals a minus 3 and x equals a plus 2. So sketching the graph, we need to go down as far as -6 on my y-axis, and we need to go between -3 and +2 on my x-axis. So I didn't need all the space above, but that's okay. So 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3, -2, -4, -6. So I'll fill in the pieces of information we have. We know it goes through the x-axis at -3 and +2. We know it goes through the y-axis at -6, and it's symmetrical, so the minimum point will be between these two here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at 2.5. So my minimum point is going to be on this line here. I could find it, I don't need to, because again, I'm only asked to sketch it. So then we draw in our U-shaped graph. Turning halfway between -3 and 2. So there's the graph of my function. Okay, and the final example on this page, we're asked to identify the roots of this quadratic. So hopefully you can see here on the graph, we have roots at x equals 1 and x equals -3. So they now ask me to write my quadratic in this form here, ax squared plus bx plus c. Now we don't know for sure what the coefficient of x is, but we'll start by assuming that it's 1. It's u-shaped, so it's going to be positive. So if the roots are 1 and -3, the factors are -1 and +3. And I multiply out those brackets to get x squared minus x plus 3x minus 3, just multiplying out my brackets, and I've got x squared plus 2x minus 3. So the last thing I want to check is this correct? And how do I do that? I look at the constant. So the constant tells me where it should intercept the y-axis, and sure enough, it's going through at -3. Now, if this ended up going through at, say, -6, I'd know I have to multiply the whole thing by 2. Or if it went through at -1.5, I'd know I'd have to divide the whole thing by 2. So the constant gives me the last piece of information there, and it tells me that my initial assumption that the coefficient of x squared was 1 is correct. So the answer here is my quadratic is x squared plus 2x minus 3. That's the answer, and that's all I needed to do. Okay, so for homework tonight, I want you to do a little bit of sketching of quadratic equations, and I'll upload that into Google Classroom for you. Thank you.